Hi, good evening, guys. Can you hear me? Pranab, Shankar. Yes, guys. Now we'll start our session. So, guys, in the last session, we discussed about these basic points, guys. So, what is the Django framework? What is the Django REST framework? The Django framework and Django REST framework both are different or not? Okay, same or different, like we discussed. So, APS using the Django REST framework, how we using this Django framework we can create. Using Django framework, if we are creating, more lines of code required, lot of complexity is there, guys. So to overcoming those all things, using the Django REST framework, we are going to be developing. Using this very less lines of code we are developing. So why we are writing less lines code means this DRF is providing so many ready-made modules or classes or methods. Using those all things, so we can write the very less lines of code, guys. So that is one of the biggest advantage of by using the Django REST framework. So how we can write less lines of code, slowly we'll understanding, guys. Next here, advantages of Django REST framework we discussed. The browsable API concept providing, guys. Browsable API concept. It means from the browser only we can do all CRUD operation. For create, no need to write the HTML logics, CSS related, all the presentation logics not required to write. And for update, no need to write UI code. For delete also, no need to write UI code. And from the browser, by default, we can get the request, guys, no problem. All the CRUD operations we can do by using the browser only. That is called the browsable API feature. Using DRF, we have that feature. So because of this browsable API feature, we are not writing the UI coding, guys. Simply presentation logics code, we are not writing UI code. No need UI code, guys. No need of UI code. So UI code we are not writing means obviously less lines of code we are writing. So within the less time we can write, with less cost we can develop, guys, and increasing the API performance and reducing the lots of burden on the developers, guys. Reducing the lots of burden. Okay. Okay. Next, another one is built-in serializers concept. Built-in serializers concept, guys. What is the use of this built-in serializers concept means? Query set type data converting into dictionary or JSON type data converting into dictionary, we can do by using this serializers concept, guys. So the process of converting one type of data into another type, so must be required, guys, while creating the APIs. So simply query set data converting into dictionary and then converting into JSON. This is called serialization process, and reverse process is called deserialization process, guys. Serialization process and deserialization related process we can do more easily by using the serializers concept. This is also one of the best benefit, guys. So we have a separate section for this. There I will explain more clearly. So serialization and deserialization definition is important, guys. Okay, and the built-in security classes are providing us, for example, base 64 algorithm related, basic authentication, session authentication, token authentication related. So like this, token authentication means along with the API, we are providing this token value. So if this is valid, then only people can use our API, otherwise unable to use our API. Okay, this is one of the important one, guys. For example, when we are attending the interview, for interview, this is more important one, and also JWT authentication there. So JWT authentication like this, only more big token value we are getting, guys. So these all things separately we will discuss, and comes with some predefined modules like generate submissions. So many are there. I given some names only. So because of these all modules, guys, so we can use some ready-made classes, and using those classes, less lines of code we are writing. Okay. Next, use active community there, guys. So when we are working with the Django REST framework, then sometimes we are getting problems, guys. Our problems related solutions we are getting using some communities, guys, like a Stack Overflow site. So many active users there, guys. Those people providing the solutions, and also in the Django REST framework, keep doing changes, guys. A lot of new features adding. So these all things are giving a lot of helping to us, and we can develop in coding more easily. Okay, and next predefined decorators available, guys. Yeah, so to do particular to execute particular task, guys, or to execute particular view, so some decorators we are using, only login people can see this decorator, can execute this decorator. Okay, and what operations can do by using this API, get operation or update operation, delete operation, like that using the decorators we can handle, guys. So like this, several benefits there using Django REST framework. You know, and also HTTP methods related we discussed, guys. Every day we are discussing about these things. So as a programming developer, by using the HTTP methods, guys, by using the HTTP methods, we can perform the CRUD operations on our model related tables. We can get data, we can create data, we can update data, we can delete data, guys. So as a database developer, by using CRUD commands, create, update, read, delete related commands, we can perform the database operations, guys. Okay, now? So remember this, whenever we are sending the request, guys, in that request only, this requested method is get or post logics there, guys. From the browser, we are sending the request. In this request, we have the method. Is this method is get or not checking related logics there, guys. If requested method is get, then execute some lines of logics, guys. Okay, and next, elif requested request dot method double equal to post then execute some lines of logic. So like this, lot of conditions are there, guys. So which requested method is sending from the browser or from the partner application, the corresponding logics are executing as. So these all conditions, conditional branching statements, we are not required to write in our Django REST framework. These all conditions are automatically checking, automatically identifying by our Django REST framework, and corresponding actions performing, as corresponding actions performing. Clear that? Okay. So next, today, guys, we will discuss some new points. Today we will discuss some new points related to Django REST framework related terminologies, guys. So here we have API, guys. So we have REST API, REST API, web API, and RESTful services, and partner application, and provider application, guys. Provider application, consumer application. These all are the general terminologies which we are using regularly, guys, in our Django REST framework. So one by one, we will discuss. What is API, guys? So what is API? API stands for, guys. API stands for application programming interface. Application programming interface. APIs contains a collection of classes and methods with logics, guys. APIs contains the collection of classes and methods with logics. Whenever we are sending the particular API, corresponding actions we can perform based on the predefined classes and methods with its logics, guys. API contains, or else API is a collection of API is a collection of classes, guys. API is a collection of classes and methods along with logics, guys, along with some logics. So whenever we are using this particular API, we can perform in the particular actions. So what is the use of API, guys? So by using API, we can communicate. By using API, we can communicate from one application to another application, guys. Okay. By using API, we can communicate from one application to another application. We can communicate from one application to another application. For what purpose we are communicating app to app? For exchanging the information between them, guys. Okay. So we can communicate from one application to another application for exchanging exchange or transfer the information between them, guys. Information between them. Is this clear? So what is the use of API means? So if we want to make communication between the applications for exchanging the information between them, we require APIs, guys. For example, guys, here, for example, you can take two applications, guys. Here, I have an application one, I have another application. So if we want to make the communication between these two, then we require one mediator. That mediator is nothing but API, guys. That mediator is nothing but API. Okay. So now here API, guys. API. Okay, this is the API, guys. So here you can do it app to app communication related. Yes, yes, this one. And next bidirectional also you are getting. Okay. So now this is application one. Application one, guys. And here this is application two. This is application two. Clear that? So if we want to make one application to another application communication, we required one interface. That interface is called API. So here, guys, where each application is nothing but one software. One software if interacting to another software. One software if want to interact with another software, we required one mediator, guys. So that is called API. Via the API, we are interacting, guys. So if it is a human being person, guys. For example, here, human being person there. Okay, here you can get like something called one human being persons there. You know, one human being person there. So user, guys, a normal user, our application related user, guys. If user wants to interact with our application, so they required, guys, GUI presentation. They require GUI presentation, guys. So nothing but using the browser GUI, graphical user interface, guys. So via the API, guys, via the GUI, simply via this GUI. Okay, so then these people interact into this application, and they are getting the response back, guys. They are getting the response back. Say that, so this response can see by the normal user. This is API communication, guys. If human being person wants to interact with one software, then GUI interaction is required. From the browser, people are interacting. So actually, this GUI communication, guys, using the Django URLs we are developing, using Django presentation we are developing, guys. So user clicking this GUI menus and interacting to the software. okay, interacting to this application. Here APIs also we can use, guys, no problem. So APIs, by clicking something link or button, guys, backend side APIs calling. These all things coming days in our session I will show you, guys. And software to software communication related, directly API required. So in this application too, guys, application one is providing the API, guys. Application one is providing the API. Application two using API. This API using. So here some lines of code they are writing in the application two, guys. So somewhere our API related logics also using. Okay, application one related API also using. Because of this, request sending, guys, request sending to the application one, response getting from the application one to application two. Later this response can use in this application whatever we want, we can do it. Clear that? So this is called API, guys, remember. No, APIs are having, guys, from long, okay, from long years onwards APIs also having, but APIs creating related different technologies using from long years onwards. So now recently, okay, this using Django REST framework people are developing, so that's why getting lot of demanding, guys, getting lot of demanding because of Django REST framework related EGS syntax. So within the less lines we are developing, with less code we are developing, so more easily we can develop like that. Using pure Django also we can develop, guys, using pure Django. So that time lot of lines of code required to write, and using the JSON based data type we can transfer the data. Using XML based data also we can transfer the data, guys. So olden days people are using the XML based structure, so getting a lot of problems. That's why nowadays all people are using the JSON based structure only to developing the APIs. Is this understanding, guys? Terminologies related. Okay, next. So here you can write that points. App to app, software to software communication API required. Human being interacting to software related GUI menu required, like that. So next, web API, guys. So if we are developing the APIs for web application purpose, then those APIs we are calling web APIs only. So guys, all are looks like same only terminologies. Simply for web application purpose, developing APIs are called web APIs. Guys. Otherwise, the normal APIs we can consider like normal applications. So we have different kind of applications, guys, web applications, static applications, like that. So the applications which are working with the internet, then those applications are called web applications. And without internet also working some applications, guys, those applications called static applications. For example, nowadays all people are using mobiles. So in our mobiles, guys, so many applications are there. So many applications are there. Some are without internet working, guys, some with internet working. So for example, calculator software and contact page related software, contact related, guys, and calendar related software, alarm related. These all things without internet working called static applications. And YouTube, WhatsApp, Facebook, Gmail, Google Pay, Phone Pay, like these kind of applications with internet only working as all the web applications. So for web applications interacting purpose, developing APIs are called web APIs. Simple term, guys. So now this one we need to discussing REST, guys. So REST, guys. REST stands for representational state transfer, guys. REST stands for representational state transfer. Okay, REST stands for representational state transfer. Why this name came like representational state transfer means I'll explain that. So whenever we are sending the request, guys, so along with the request only we are representing. Along with the request only we are representing. So what kind of response we want, whatever the operations we want to execute, okay, what we want to perform and what kind of response we want, that is we are representing, guys, and we are transferring the request from client application to server, and server to client we are getting response, guys. Okay, so in the database, guys, using this API, what we want to do, that is called state, guys. State means what we want to be perform. I want to get the data, or I want to update the data, or I want to delete the data, like that. Some information we are passing called the state information, guys. That is technically called the state. State means behavior, and the transfer. Okay, transfer means transferring the information from client application to server application, guys. Transfer the information from the client application to server application. Okay, that is we are representing along with request only, guys. So whenever we are sending the request only, then in that request what kind of response we want, that is we are representing. That's why this name came like a representational state transfer, simply called like rest, guys. So using this REST framework, we are developing the APIs, guys. Those APIs we are sending from the browser or from the partner application. For every API, one resource must be available in the server, guys. For every API, one resource must be available in the server. So this is a browser, this is the server, guys. So here in this server, guys, in this server multiple resources there, resource 1, resource 2, resource 3, like that. Okay, so browser is nothing but client, guys. So if I'm sending the resource 2 related request, guys, this resource 2 is available or not to checking in the server. Checking in the server, yes, here available, where each resource nothing but one API, guys, URL. So resource 2 is sending from the client to the server, that is available or not to checking. Yes, available. Then this resource related operations performing, and finally generating the response, getting response, return that response back to the client, guys. Okay, na? So this is a REST API related interaction, guys. In this REST, guys, always we are sending the request in the form of JSON, and we are getting the response in the form of JSON. This point remember strongly. I will explain clearly JSON related. In the REST, guys, request we are sending the JSON, response we are getting the JSON. If response we are getting in the JSON means that response can understand by our partner application. For example, guys, here, so this application 2% sending the request to the application 1. Then application 1 using database here, guys, sending that request and getting the response back. This response now application 1 sending the back to the application 2. Now in the application 2 we have the JSON response, guys. JSON response we have. JSON response we have. If the response in the form of JSON is there, guys, this data later converting into their own language format. If it is a Java language, guys, Java format converting. If it is a Django format converting, nothing but Python format. If it is .NET, then .NET format converting, guys. Whatever the language we are using in this application too, that language format converting, and later whatever they want, they can do it using this data. Can I? So remember that I will explain about the JSON related slowly. Just wait some time. REST is an architectural style, guys. REST is an architectural style. REST is an architectural style. REST is an architectural style which is providing some guidelines, guys. Some guidelines REST is an architectural style which is providing some guidelines or principles to developing APIs, guys. To developing the APIs. REST is an architectural style which is providing some rules and regulations, guys. Simply guidelines or principles providing to developing the APIs. How to developing the APIs, like some rules providing by REST. So REST is a tool, guys. REST is an architectural tool which is providing some guidelines to developing the APIs. By using the REST principles, guys, by using the REST principles, if we are developing the APIs, then those APIs we are calling the REST API. You know? So by using REST principles, guys, by using the REST principles or guidelines, if we are developing, by using REST principles or guidelines, if we are developing the APIs, then those then those APIs are called as REST APIs, guys. Is this clear? So by using the REST principles or guidelines, if we are developing the APIs, are called as REST APIs. So REST APIs, guys, REST APIs sending REST APIs simply REST APIs receiving as REST APIs receiving the request in the form of REST APIs receiving the request in the form of JSON and sending the response, guys. Simply sending response in the form of JSON only. Okay, JSON only, guys. This point remember, REST API sending the request, getting the response in the form of JSON only. So if data is available, in the form of JSON type, guys. If the data is available in the form of JSON type, then that data is called then that data is understanding to, guys, is understanding. If the data is available in the form of JSON type, then the data is understanding to or understanding by all other languages, guys. All other languages which are available in the world. Okay, I'll tell that point. Just Pranav, wait. If data is available in the form of JSON type, guys, then the data is understanding by all other languages, guys. All other languages, and they can use it, guys, and they can use it more easily. First of all, this point understanding. Using REST API, we are sending the request in the form of JSON, getting the response in the form of JSON. So first of all, if data is available in the JSON type, then what happens means the data is understanding by all other languages, and they can use it more easily, guys. These other languages can use this data more easily. So for example, guys, here this application 2 is designed by Java, guys. Designed by Java. Application 1 designed by Python, guys. Designed by Python. So Python having APIs, guys. Using these APIs, response we are getting in the form of JSON. So we are sending the data in the form of JSON, guys. Simply response we are sending in the form of JSON. This JSON data, whenever sending the request, guys, in the form of JSON only we are sending, and we are getting the response also in the form of JSON. Now this JSON type data converting into Java format, guys. So why means JSON type data can understanding by Java more easily, and the Java type after converting they can use the Java type data into their Java application. Okay, and if it is a .NET application, guys, this JSON response taking converting into .NET type data, and then later they can use, guys. Later they can use. You know, if this application is in the form of Python only, converting this JSON type response into Python, and they can use. These all things I will show you practically how to do the conversion, how we can use it. Just wait. So Python language, guys, Java language, .NET language, these all are called popular languages, but not universal languages, guys. Okay, those all languages are not universal languages. Only JSON type data, JSON or XML, guys. JSON or XML, we are calling universal message format languages, guys. If any data is available in the JSON type or in the XML type, then that data can understanding by all other languages like Python, like Java, like .NET, like any other languages. Okay? So these two are called universal message format languages, guys. Universal message format languages. Are you clear so far? So for example, guys, I know only Telugu language. You people knows only Hindi language. So if I'm talking in the Telugu, you don't know. You are unable to understanding. If you are talking in Hindi, myself unable to understand. But you and me must be required to interacting. Then using English language, we are interacting. Same like, guys. So this is a Python application, guys. This is a Python application. So Python related syntax is different, data types different, memory allocations different. So all the procedure different, guys. All the concepts different there. In Java, this is application to which belongs to Java, guys. Java data types different, object creation statement different, memory allocation different, guys. So, but we want to interact, guys. Java to Python, Python to Java. How they both are interacting means via the JSON or via the XML, they are interacting. API is nothing but URL only, guys. So in this URL JSON format data we are transferring, and we are getting the JSON format response also. Simply JSON type request we are sending, JSON type response we are getting, guys. So here what is happening means, so Java people, guys, Java developer there, Java developers writing some logics, guys, converting their Java code into JSON format. Okay, so here this is nothing but, guys, this is nothing but a JSON. JSON or XML. So simply Java people will convert their Java code into JSON. That is the Java side developers doing, guys. Now request is in the form of JSON is there, guys. Our Python developers will convert this JSON type response, simply JSON type request, guys. This JSON type request into the Python type. Now using that Python type, guys, we are performing something logics here, executing. Finally, we are getting the response. Okay. For example, here we have a database. So now using Python, we are communicating to database, getting the data also, guys. So here we have so many records. Okay, like this. So request we are sending, response we are getting, guys. Now this response Python type there, guys. This Python type response using the Python, Python type response, guys. Python developers will convert into JSON type again. Now data is available in the JSON type, guys. Response is available in the JSON type. This JSON type response converting into Java by Java developers, guys. Finally, Java type there, guys. Java type there. This Java type data can use by Java people in their Java application. Like this conversions doing, these all conversions practically we will do it, guys. Clear that? So always, guys, this is a JSON assumption, JSON. So sending the request in the form of JSON, getting the response in the form of JSON. So here I have another application. This application person also sending the request, getting the response, guys. Okay. So now here also one application there, sending the request and getting the response, guys. Getting the response. So here JSON format is there. Request in the form of JSON, giving response in the form of JSON. That is our target. Okay. Yeah. Remember. I will tell about the JSON more clearly. Just wait. Okay, once this all terminology is completing, then I will tell. Yes. Next, provider application, guys. See, this application, guys, providing the APIs, providing the APIs, guys. APIs providing. These APIs are using by application 2, guys. Application 2 people using application 1 related API, sending the request and getting the response back, guys. So, which application is providing the APIs to the other application purpose, guys? For the other application interacting purpose, which application is providing the APIs? Then those APIs are called. I mean, sorry, which API, which application, guys? Which application is providing the APIs? Then that application we are calling a provider application, guys. Which application is providing the APIs for other application purpose, then that application we are calling a provider application. Next, which application using or consuming the APIs of other application, then we can call them as a consumer application, guys. We can call them as consumer application. Is this clear, guys? So provider, consumer related, guys. Application 1 providing the API, that's why we are calling a provider application. So simply provider application, we can consider like application 2 using these APIs, guys. Then we can call like consumer application. Consumer application. Consuming the APIs, guys, called consumer application. Providing the APIs called provider application. Okay. So next, for example, right now, guys, this is providing API, that's why called provider application. So here one more application is there. This is providing some APIs, guys. This is the app 3, for example. These APIs we are using in this application 2, guys. In this application 1, okay, and getting the sending the request, getting the response, guys. Simply. So in this application 1 only, we are using APIs which are provided by application 3. Then this application 1 we are calling like consumer application. Why means these APIs using, guys. So it means the same application sometimes acting like a provider, sometimes acting like a consumer based on the situation, guys, based on the requirement. Clear that? Okay. So simply provider means who is providing the APIs, consumer means who is consuming the APIs, guys. Partner means so these two applications interacting each other, guys. Application 2 is a partner of application 1. Application 1 is a partner of application 2. Okay. If two applications are interacting each other, each one is called like partner application. So for example, guys, myself, I'm working here and I'm developing the APIs. So who is using my APIs? Then those all applications called consumer application. Okay. And next, guys, I'm working here. Then my partner application is this one. Okay. If I'm working here, guys, in this, then my provider application is this one, and my partner is this one. Okay. So if two application interacting each other called like partners, guys. So those are the general terminologies, guys. These all terminologies related full clear material you are getting, guys. Full clear material you are getting. So if you want continue the sessions, guys, okay, I'll tell so many points. if you want to continue this session up and if you want to learn the REST APIs, so please make it your registration. Then you will add with your seniors, guys. Just 4-5 sessions completed for them. Okay, these all theoretical points just completed only. So later onwards you can continue with them, guys. So, is this clear? And if you are having any queries, you can contact the office team or send message to me, guys. So everyday material sharing, guys. Every day, what are the programs we are doing, practice those things, sharing to you, and interview questions sharing to you, guys. Interview based questions. Okay. So then you will get the lot of subject. Yeah. So now all the terminologies, guys, API, web API, REST API, provider, consumer, partner, we discussed. So this JSON related, we will discuss some more points, guys. You know? Yes, this is the final point. So here, why this Django REST framework is getting more demanding? Why not other frameworks, guys, for developing the APIs? There is one question. So this Django REST framework using the RESTful based services, guys, using the JSON based type data. So simply here we have two types of services, guys. For developing the APIs, so we have the two types of services, guys. We have two types of RESTful services, guys. So one is a RESTful service and another one is SOAP based services. Okay. For developing the APIs, so we can use RESTful based services and we can use the SOAP based services, guys. Okay. So simply we have two types of services. We have two sets of services to developing. We have two types of services to developing the APIs, guys. Simply APIs assumption. We have two types of services to developing the APIs. So one is, guys, SOAP, SOAP based services, SOAP based services for developing the APIs, and the second one is RESTful based services for developing the APIs. SOAP based, guys, SOAP based services, RESTful based services for developing the APIs. Each one related we will discuss. Okay. So here one important question is why RESTful based services why RESTful based services having more demanding nowadays, guys. Nowadays, why RESTful based services having more demanding nowadays? Why not SOAP based services? Why not SOAP based services, guys? Okay, now why RESTful based services having the more demanding nowadays? Why not SOAP based services? I will explain these all things, guys. And another one is what is the use of RESTful based services? What is use of RESTful based services to developing the APIs, guys? To developing APIs. This is one point. And what is the use of SOAP based services to developing the APIs, guys? Okay. So this point, simply what is the difference between RESTful based services and SOAP based services? The point you need to get, guys. And one more thing is so differences between JSON type based data and XML based data, guys. Differences between guys, differences between JSON type data and XML type data guys. Differences between JSON type data and XML data guys. So here questions you're getting: why JSON type based data has more demanding nowadays? Why not XML type data? Why JSON type data having more demanding nowadays? Why JSON type data having more demanding nowadays? Why not XML type data? Why not XML type data? So these all are the questions only guys, one word answer questions. So if one concept discussing these types of services related, this all you will give the answers. Okay, so simple terminology guys. Why RESTful based services having more demanding nowadays? Why not the SOAP based services? For this answer is RESTful based services guys. RESTful based services following guys. RESTful based services following the RESTful based services following the JSON type data guys. JSON based type data to transfer the data guys. So RESTful based services following the JSON based type data to developing or to transferring the data, okay, to transferring the data using the APIs guys. So RESTful based services following the JSON based type data to developing guys, okay, to developing the APIs, guys. RESTful based services following the JSON based type data to developing APIs, So JSON having as JSON type data having more benefits as more advantages. JSON type data having more benefits. That's why more benefits compared to the XML guys. So that's why RESTful based services having demand. That's why RESTful based services having demanding nowadays guys. Is this clear? So RESTful based services following the JSON based type data to developing the APIs. JSON type data having more benefits. That's why RESTful based services having demanding nowadays compared to the SOAP based. Why not SOAP based services having demanding? Okay, it means SOAP guys, SOAP based services following based services following the XML type data guys. XML based type data. SOAP based services following the XML based type data to developing the APIs. Okay, na? To developing the APIs. So XML based or XML based type data guys. XML based type data having some problems, that's why having some problems. That's why SOAP based services okay, not having demanding nowadays guys. That's why soap based services. That's why soap based services not having demanding nowadays. This is the main point, guys. Come on, let me know. Are you guys understanding what I'm telling so far? So many points I'll tell about the XML and JSON. XML type. So now you can see, guys. Now here I'll explain that. So RESTful based services using the JSON type based data, it is having some benefit. That's why RESTful based services having demanding to developing the APIs, guys. And SOAP based architecture, guys, following the XML based type data, it is having some problems. That's why we are not using the SOAP based services to developing the APIs nowadays. So this is the reason. So one by one, we will discuss, guys. SOAP based services, guys, or SOAP based architecture. SOAP SOAP stands for, guys. Yes. One by one, I'm going that only, guys. Yes, Sunga. XML structure data I will use. JSON data I will use right now only. Just to see here. You know, only this one remember and you will understand it. You can follow this, you will understand. SOAP stands for, guys. SOAP stands for simple object access protocol, guys. SOAP stands for simple object access protocol. SOAP based services, guys. SOAP based services following XML based data, guys. To develop XML based data to developing APIs, guys. So based services following the XML based data to developing the APIs. So XML having, guys, XML having some problems. XML having some problems because of that. So based services people are not using nowadays. So what are the XML problems, guys? First of all, XML stands for, guys, XML stands for extensible markup language, guys. Extensible markup language. XML stands for extensible markup language, guys. Okay. So markup means tag based syntax, guys. Markup means tag syntax, guys. Markup means tag syntax. Markup means tag based syntax. Tag means in HTML, guys, in between the less than greater than symbol, we are writing something name called tag name. And then content goes here, guys. Content goes here, whatever you want. And then tag name, we are closing, guys. Tag name, we are closing. Tag name. Okay. So this is the open tag we are calling. This is the close tag we are calling. Close tags having the backslash, guys. Open tag, close tag, in middle content of the tag we are writing. Okay. The languages which are following the tag based syntaxes are called the markup languages, guys. XML and HTML, guys. XML and HTML are follows the markup syntax, guys. Nothing but tag based syntax. That's why XML and HTML are called like markup languages. So what is a markup language? What are the markup languages asking? So you need to give. Using HTML, guys, we can display the data of our web page. in our web page, whatever the data we want to display, that is using HTML tags we can display. And if we want to transfer the data, guys, from one application to another application, we can use XML data. XML data, guys, XML tags we are using for transferring the data between applications. XML tags we are using displaying the data on our page, on our web page, guys. Simply using HTML, we are displaying the data. Using XML, we are transferring the data. That is the difference between HTML markup language and XML markup language. Is this clear so far? So about the markup I given, guys. Now see. So XML contains, or else XML is a heavyweight, guys. Heavyweight component. XML is a heavyweight component. Okay, points you can see, guys, here. XML is a heavyweight component. Because of the heavyweight component, as heavyweight structure, so required more bandwidth, guys. Required more bandwidth. Require more bandwidth, guys. Bandwidth means more internet, guys. More internet required. Okay. Yes. Now you can see XML is a heavyweight component, I said. So it means, guys, lot of big structure we are writing. See here, employees, and this employees object you are closing, guys. Opening, closing. List of 3 employees I want to be created, guys. Then here employee, and then employee we are writing. Inside this EMP ID, employee ID is the 10, and then close this EMP ID, guys. And next EMP name, guys. So without and then EMP name we can write. So next, guys, employee salary 10,000, and salary this one. So this is nothing but one object, guys. One object. If I want 3 objects, then we are writing like this. So employee ID 20, employee name is Rohit, salary 20,000, ID 30, Sachin 30,000. Okay, see, guys. So in XML, we are writing the tag based syntax. I said this is the open tag, closing tag, open tag, close, open, close, open, close. Again here, open and close, open and close, guys. Open and close. Like number of open tags and close tags there. So these all are open tags, guys. So these all are closing tags related. Okay. So what is our required data actually? Employee ID is 10, employee name Virat, salary is 1000. Okay, like this is our required data. So this all we are writing as unnecessarily. Okay, lot of open tags we are writing, lot of closing tags we are writing. So employee ID is what, employee name is what, like we require some main data only, guys. So whenever we are transferring the data from one application to another application using SOAP-based architecture, guys. So this is XML object. This entire one we can assign to one variable. That variable is called XML object. This XML object we are transferring to the another application, guys. We are transferring to the another application. So from the application one, guys, assumption this is app one. From this application one, this XML based type of data we are transferring to the another application, that is called request, guys. So in this request, guys, this object is there, XML object is there. Okay. So because of this heavyweight component, guys, this is just 3 records only. If I'm creating, guys, 100 records, if I'm creating 100 records, then big heavy structure getting, guys. So whenever we are sending the request, guys, via the XML object, then more internet speed required, guys, to transferring this entire object. More internet speed is required. More internet speed required means more bandwidth required. More bandwidth we are taking means more money we need to be spent, guys. So if the money increasing, guys, then internet speed increasing. If internet speed increasing, guys, if internet speed is increasing, then so performance increasing, guys. Fastly we can transfer the data. Fastly we can transfer the data between applications. So this is also one problem, guys. Because of the XML heavyweight factor, our XML data between applications, whenever we are transferring, more internet speed required. Because of the more internet speed, guys, more cost we need to be spent. That is one problem, guys. Okay. And next, this entire XML object data transferred to the application one, guys. Application two. In the application to transferring, now we have XML object, guys. We have XML object. So from this XML object, guys, if we want to access employee ID, employee name, and salary related data like that. So from the XML object, if we want to accessing the data, that is called technically parsing, guys. Parsing is nothing but the process of accessing the data from the XML object is called parsing. So simply parsing the data from XML object is taking more time. I means like this, via these all tags we are traveling, guys, to get this data. Okay, so a lot of tags there, guys. We need to be travel via the tags, and this is the basic code, normal tags only I created. Whenever we are providing the security related all the things, a lot of attributes we are writing along with the tag, guys. Along with the tag, some attributes also we are writing. So a lot of complexity there, guys. Creating the XML object is taking more complexity, guys. Is more complex. Okay, you, as a human being, guys, understanding is more complex XML object. Computer can understanding easily, no problem. So human being understandable format not their XML object, that is one problem. And heavyweight component, guys, that is one problem. Because of the heavyweight component, so more lines of code required to write. So more lines we are writing means more time taking, and the cost of the project increasing, guys. And transferring the XML object from app to app, more bandwidth required, again more internet we need to be buy. That's why we need to spend more money, guys. And after reaching our XML object to the application too, accessing data from a XML object is taking also more time. Then obviously performance of the application degrading, guys. Is it clear? Like several problems there, guys, if we are using the XML. That's why this XML type based data using in the SOAP architecture. That's why nowadays the SOAP based services people are not using to developing the APIs. These all things in my material available clearly more explanation. So when you are getting material, you will read it, you will understand this. So what are the problems we are discussing in the XML, guys? These all are benefits in the JSON. These all are benefits in the JSON type, guys. Okay, so the point just you can see here. JSON, JSON stands for JavaScript, guys. JavaScript object notation. JSON stands for JavaScript object notation. This is not suitable to Java, guys. JSON is this is not related to Java. JSON is common to all languages, to Python, to Java, to .NET, like that, guys. JSON is a universal message format language, guys. It's like a data type, guys. It's like a data type. So that data type can understanding by all languages which are available in the world. Okay. So here JSON contains, guys, JSON contains key value, guys, key value pairs data. JSON contains the key value pairs data enclosed by curly braces, guys, enclosed by curly braces. JSON contains the key value format data, guys, key value pairs data enclosed by the curly braces, enclosed by the curly braces. So simply JSON is looks like, guys, JSON is looking like Python dictionary, guys. Python dictionary data type. Python dictionary data type, guys. So, guys, now in the Python dictionary type data using the curly brace, we are writing as using the curly brace employee number 10, guys. Employee name. So you can take it employee name and then Virat is employee name Virat. Salary is 10,000. Like we are writing. Okay, guys. So in Python, you people knows about the dictionary type, guys. In between the curly brace with the key column value format, guys. Key column value. Key value pair separated by comma, guys. Key value pair is separated by comma. Key and value separated with a column, guys. Key and value separated with column. Key value pairs separated by comma. Like we are writing, guys, in the dictionary. So keys, if it is the string, we can write in between the double quotations. We can write in between the single quotations also, no problem in dictionary, guys. And the last key value pair, if we having comma also, no problem. If you having comma also, no problem, guys. Okay? This is the dictionary related. And now, guys, JSON data. I told guys JSON is looks like Python dictionary only. So here employee number equal to 10 and employee name equal to Virat and salary equal to 10,000. Okay, like we are writing. See, guys, so JSON structure also it looks like Python dictionary type only. Remember, but here all the JSON keys, guys, all the JSON keys must be string type only. Must be string type only, guys. That too in between the double quotations only we are writing. In JSON, guys, string type data by using the double quotations only we are writing. String representation by using double quotations only. With this key or value not a matter. But in dictionary, things by using the double quotations, by using the single quotations, we can define. Okay, that is the difference, guys. And here also key column value format separating, key value pairs are separating by comma only. But last key value, guys, here, last key value not required comma. In dictionary, if writing comma also no problem, but in the JSON, last key value pairs not required comma if writing throws error. That is the difference between dictionary and JSON. Are you clear now? Structure of the data. So JSON is not a byte code. JSON is not encrypted format related like all things here. It's like data type. It's like a data type, but it is a universal data type. Universal data type. If data is available like this dictionary format, only Python related applications can understand this data. Okay, Java is not understanding this. But if data is available in the JSON format like this data can understanding by Java application, can understanding by .NET application, can understanding by Python application also. That is the advantages of by Django, by JSON data, guys. Okay. So here number type there, guys. This is the string type. Okay, and float type values we can use, and the string type values we can use, and list type, tuple type we can use, guys. So in the JSON also we have the different types. Number type, float values and numbers we are considering like number type. Strings always in the double quotation. List to tuple related, guys, arrays we are using in the JSON, and the dictionary related objects we are using in the JSON objects. Clear that? Okay, 10 more minutes wait, guys. Up to the 10 I'll continue. This okay? Then I'll complete this. So once if you are understanding, so that's enough. Later directly installing the Django REST framework only. That is in the further session I will take care. So here diagrams, guys. I'll show you the diagrams. Okay, next session I'll show you guys somewhere diagrams there. Clearly I will open the next session. Now in the dictionary, guys, we have the different data types. So simply Python related, Python data and JSON type related, guys, comparisons required. In the Python, guys, we have int, we have the float, guys. So this int type, float type, all, guys. Int type data, float type data in JSON. In JSON, guys, we are calling like numbers, guys. We are calling like numbers. Integer values, float values in the JSON we are calling like numbers. Point values and normal values we can write. And next, guys, here str is there, guys. Str is nothing but a string type data. So here we are calling string using the quotations we are writing. So Python strings single quotation or double quotation. JSON strings must be double quotation only. Okay. So next we have the list, guys, and we have the tuple, guys. List type data and tuple type data we are calling here array. Array, guys. So using the square bracket, using the parentheses we are writing in Python. This data in JSON using the square bracket we are getting, guys, using the square bracket. Okay, so yeah, 10, 10.40, these all numbers we are calling. Okay, and string, guys. So hello, this is called a string, JSON string. And array, guys, array means square bracket 10 comma 20 comma 30, like we are writing. So in Python list we have, guys, array. In JSON we are having array. Array is nothing but like a Python list only. Within the square bracket, comma separating value there, 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, 3 index, like we have, guys. Okay, so tuple type data also you can give, that is converting like array only. Array only, guys. Next, dictionary type data, guys. So converting like here object, object, guys. Object means curly brace, key column value format only, guys. Employee number 10, employee name, employee name Virat, guys. Employee name Virat, like that. Okay, now. So dictionary also we are writing like this curly brace structure only. In the JSON we are calling like object, guys. So in the dictionary we have one none type related, guys. So none type related, here we are calling like null, guys. Null. Okay, null representing like nothing, guys. And next, in the Python we have bool related true and false related, guys. Okay, so here also we are calling boolean values like true, false, small letters, guys. True, false. Python true, false, converting like JSON true, false. Python none type is converting like JSON null type. Python dictionary is converting like JSON object. Python list to tuple converting like array in JSON. Python string type converting like JSON string. So JSON strings must be double quotation. Array, guys, within the square bracket we are writing. Object, again curly brace with key column value format we are writing. Okay, so this structure if you are understanding, then later this JSON type architecture, JSON type object data we are creating and we are transferring. Okay, and in the object, this point remember, guys, JSON contains a key column value format separated with a column, key value pair separated by comma. All keys must be string format double quotation only, and the last key value pair comma is not required. These are the rules. Later we will use, guys. Later we will use these all rules. Okay, na? Yes. So in pure Python only we have the JSON module, guys. In pure Python we have the JSON module. So this JSON module, guys, we are import this JSON module in our Python script file. This JSON module having dumps dumps method, guys, and the JSON module having loads method, guys. So dumps method taking the dictionary type data, guys, simply dictionary data converting into JSON. Loads method, guys, taking the JSON data converting into the Python type. Dumps method dictionary data taking and converting into JSON. Loads method JSON type data taking as input and converting into Python type. Python type. These all things in Python only you are getting, guys. You know. So even though if you are not knowing about this JSON module in your Python, Django, in Django also people are using. In Django also, if you are not using this one, no problem. In our REST framework we are using. I will show you converting related. Is this clear? So this is about the JSON related, guys. So these all are basic fundamentals. Why SOAP not getting demanding? Why RESTful getting demanding? Why XML not getting demanding? Why JSON getting demanding? Is all related in the material more clearly there, guys. So if you want to interact with this session, guys, if you want to be interesting to learn this REST API, then you can make it your registration as soon as possible, guys. So people will change the link. So already your senior session people paid amounts and they are waiting for the coding. So if you are interested, so then directly you can join, guys. Next Monday. You need to complete your registration and you can join. In the next session, Django REST framework, guys. Simply Django REST framework installation, guys. Simply how to install Django REST framework. That is, I'll introduce. After installing, what are the application coming? What is the application coming by default? Where it is available? Using that application, how we can design the APIs. Django REST framework related. These things I will explain. Downloading, installing the Django REST framework, how we are integrating with the Django framework. So we will do. There? Yeah. So that's it for this day. We'll meet Monday, guys. We'll meet Monday. So you need to make it your registration if you want to continue. These sessions you completed, guys, and a lot of points I explained. So nothing more required. So if you are okay with this, you people are going to be added to your senior. I mean, one more session I'll take it for you. Installing. This is the downloading and installing and integrating with the Django. So later onwards, further session along with your seniors you will attend. Okay, na? Just downloading and installing process also completing for your seniors. So if you are making your registration, guys, Monday session I'll take for you. I will show you these all things with one basic program, with one basic application. So later you will merge with your seniors. Okay. So Monday also I'm not going to take this session for your seniors. If you are making registrations. So if you are not making, guys, registrations, then I'll continue session for your seniors only, not for you. So try to understand. Yes, Monday at 8:30 only. So if the people are making registration, you people, your session only continuing Monday also. Okay. So if not making you people registration, I'll consider like you are not interested, and I'll go with your senior sessions. Thank you. So I'll stop this recording. If you're having any queries, you can ask me.